It's our ability to see and activate that which is already here, that it may become the activity of our awareness. If it happens suddenly, then that's an instant demonstration of truth. If it happens over a period of time, that's an unfolding revelation of what's already underneath you, what's already within you. And so we are here today to actually live the life of an everyday miracle, an everyday availability to insights and to revelations that change the course of our history and allows us to move into the mystery of our unfolding soul, which is already perfect in every way, but is seeking an expression through each and every one of us. As I'm speaking to you this morning, I want you to think about different moments in your life where your back was against the wall and you didn't know how you were going to get out. Just think about it. You're here, so obviously you got out. And just think about that moment in which there was a subsiding of the fear, the doubt, the anxiety, the worry, the subsiding of the worst case scenario, and suddenly or incrementally, there became an expanding awareness of, it's all right. I want you to feel that in your soul right now and just proclaim, it's all right. It's all right now. Right now. This is the space that we are seeking to live in on the regular. This is the space that we're seeking to live in that's not connected by a condition of the world, but it is connected by our own connection with the power and the presence and the love of God. Thus, our topic is embrace and hold this space. Via affirmative prayer and meditation, we are seeking to wake up on a regular basis and to embrace the presence until we feel the warm and sweet embracing of the presence of the Most High God. That we embrace until we feel the embrace of the Spirit. And then we seek to hold that space in consciousness. As we move into the world, now catch this, as we move into the world of appearances, as we move into the world of effects, as we move into our everyday, work-a-day world, we're no longer seeking to get anything from the world whatsoever. We're not seeking to pull anything from the world. No, we're seeking to bring this space into the world with the full realization that the world is a collective agreement of thoughts, opinions, points of view, perceptions, positionalities, paradigms that have downloaded as appearances and experiences. So we're not seeking to get anything from the past, that which has downloaded itself as human experience. No, we are embracing and in being embraced by the presence, and then we're walking, holding that space into the so-called world so that our mind is never looking for external stimulation from the world. That's called excitement. Instead, our mind and our heart is available to inspired wisdom thinking. That's called inspiration. There's a difference. Unenlightened individuals live from excitement. Enlightened individuals live from inspiration. Two different things. Two different things. And so when you are moving in the world of appearances and you're looking to get excited, then you can best believe that you're going to have a depression, because what goes up in that world must come down. If you get excited, you're going to go down. But if you're living from inspiration, you never go down, because inspiration is non-dual, straight from the mind of God, you see. And so you are seeking to live from the source rather than from external stimulation. And this is why the philosopher Heidegger said in substance that there are two kinds of thinking. There is calculative thinking. I'm using my head. I'm figuring things out. I'm manipulating. I'm going to weigh things pro and con. That's where the unenlightened live. And then there's inspired thinking. That is, right ideas flow through your awareness that are fit for effective living. In other words, you think through listening. You don't think through figuring out. You think through listening via meditation. This is, you guys are nice and quiet and pulling this in. This is like, I've been living in calculative thinking for a long time. I've been using my head. I've been trying to figure things out. I've been trying to manipulate. I've been trying to make things happen. I want excitement. You're now listening. Oh, there's another way of living? Oh, well, this is why the teacher Jesus always spoke to the fact of us going back to the source of all creation so that we're living directly from the mind of inspiration rather than from calculative thinking, trying to figure things out. This is how you are stepping into your everyday miraculous life. You're living from thinking through listening. You're living from the source. You're embracing and you're holding the space, moving into the world, but you're not trying to get anything from the world. You are bringing everything to the world from the source of all creation. That is how powerful you are. That is how you are meant to live your life. That is how we are meant to live our life. So then the inner existential anxiety and worry and anxiousness that comes from thinking that we're going to get our good from the world some kind of way in the future begins to dissolve. And we begin to live moment by moment by moment directly from the source of all creation, bringing everything that the presence of God is as an activated awareness in and as and through us. This is what it is meant by embrace and be embraced and embrace the space. It's a space. It's a God space. There's nothing there but every quality and essence of the Spirit, the non-dual, timeless reality that is seeking expression through and as us. This is what we must do. We must, one, break every agreement with mediocrity that we have. Every vow that you have taken with mediocrity. Every time you have said it's too hard. Every time you said I can't make it. Every time you have said I'm not good enough. Every time you say I don't have enough. Every time you say I'm not enough. Every time you say somebody owes me something. Every time you say the world owes me something, you have made an agreement with darkness. You have made an agreement with lack. You have made an agreement with mediocrity. Every time you have said that, you have made an agreement, and now you have to consciously break that agreement, those little vows that you have made when you were out of yourself, living in excitement, living in calculative thinking, living in fear. You said certain things, you made an agreement, and you are paying the price of that agreement. Now you want to break those vows and establish a very high vow with yourself. As I'm living from the source of all creation, I live from the awareness that all of my needs are met. I live from the awareness that everything is working together for my good. I live from the awareness that life is for me and nothing is against me. I live from the awareness that I am divinely maintained and sustained by a presence that is never in absence. You make a vow from the highest order of creation, and you do not break that vow. You embrace the space, carry the space into the world, and then you watch the miraculous take over. Something you can't control, something you can't make happen, something you can't manipulate, something you can't calculate, something you can't force, but it's already here if you will allow it, if you will but let it. This is where you are heading, enlightened men and women. This is where you are heading, metaphysicians. This is where you are heading, individuals that are living from the source, who are practicing the art of affirmative prayer and sacred meditation and taking the spiritual teachers at their word when they say that the realm of ever-expanding good is within you right now, not in the distant future, not a pie in the sky when you die, but right here, right now, if you will but think through listening. So imagine yourself now moving to the world, releasing calculative thinking, but walking through the world thinking through listening. I'm available. I become available to rich wisdom, thinking, guidance, direction, spiritual ideas, divine prototypes that make me fit for effective living, which is a constant unfoldment of my soul, the delivery of my gifts, resourcefulness, innovativeness, creativeness, artistic expression. All of that begins to flow through me because I'm a direct conduit of the Spirit of the living God. Are you following what I'm saying here? Are you catching this? So there's the moment of your morning embrace. You actually enter into your altar space with the awareness that I am embracing this moment with the presence. And then you feel conscious contact. Oh, I am embraced. I'm held. And then there's a space. I carry this space into the world. I'm a placeholder for the infinite, for the timeless. I'm not trying to get from anything in the world. The world doesn't have anything for me. It's a collection of thought forms and positionalities and opinions and points of view. I'm not trying to get anything from that. I'm not trying to live from external stimulation, from mere excitement. I'm living from inspiration, which has no downside. Moment by moment, I'm breaking my vows, my agreements with mediocrity. Every agreement I made with my lesser self was in control, whether it's 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 minutes ago. I break that agreement. I am enough. Everything is working together for my good. I am worthy. All is for me. Nothing is against me. I establish a new vibratory vow. I walk with that. Talk with that. It tells me I am its own. And then I add the piece with that space. Anything I can't control, I surrender to the space. Anything I can't control, I surrender to the God space. Anything my mind tries to go into manipulation, calculation, figuring out, I let it go. I surrender to the God space that contains infinite possibilities of its expression, of its good, that is beyond my present paradigm's point of view or ability to see. I surrender to it. And then an idea comes. Guidance, wisdom, inspiration, right saying. It may not come with sound effects for you. But that's how I roll. Sometimes the language is just a little bit too limited for, you know what that means. You see, just take a breath right here. Release. In breath. Release.